Okay, so this is today's lab. It's about binomial distribution. So 3 assignments. Number 3 is the optional one. Okay, the first one, solve a binomial random variable problem using 3 approaches, using the distribution formula, or use the Excel function, and also use a Minitab. Number 2 is explore more on the binomial distribution. We need to generate total 6 random variables which follow binomial distribution, and then generate histogram and plot and copy paste the histogram back to Excel, and to see what do you find the difference among these histograms. Number 3, optional ones, also use a simulation to solve the first problem. Okay, so the first problem is a multiple choice problem. It's about guessing the answer to the multiple choice questions. Suppose a student randomly guessed the answer on a multiple choice exam. So there are 10 questions, and for each question, 4 answers per question. So we just assume if you random guess, so what's the chance you guess it right? So it's 1 out of 4, right? And there are total 10 questions. We set the random variable x because you don't know how many could be correct. So after you've done 10 questions, x is the number of correct answers you guessed. You guessed right. Okay, so x is a random variable. So it could be 0, could be 1 out of 10 correct, or could be 10 out of 10 correct. So what's the distribution of x? So you need to answer this one. So we look at this. If you try one, just to pick one question, you just random select, the answer could be wrong, could be correct. So only 2 outcomes. And also this probability you guess correct is 0, like 1/4, 1 out of 4. And this rate, this proportion of correct is constant. So you guess number 1 is 0.25 probability you guess correct. And number 10 is also 0.25. That's a probability you guess correct. So x will follow binomial distribution. And then you need to find out what is n, right? Binomial. We know binomial, there's 2 parameters to define binomial distribution. So follow binomial. So first, what is n? Like the trial, total number of trials. Here, like you try 10 times, 10 questions. What's the probability each time, like success rate? We just name, you guess correct, that's a success event. So the probability you guess correct, you success, that's 0.25. Okay. So x follow binomial distribution. So we know binomial distribution, what is the mean, right? The mean equal to NP, right? Equal to NP probability. So what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation, that's the square root of variance. Square root of variance. Variance is P multiply 1 minus P. That's the probability guess it correct, and the multiply probability guess it not correct, the failure, right? Oh, oops. And also multiply n. Okay. NP multiply 1 minus P. This is 2, 5. Okay, so we have mean. We know the standard deviation. It's all calculated based on our formula, because we know it's followed by binomial distribution. So now question, what's the probability student gets right on 6 half correct? Okay. We use 3 approaches to solve it. So first, so we can use Minitab. So Minitab, you just go to stat, so that's the calculate probability distributions. You want a binomial. Okay. So this time total trial 10 questions. Every time you trial success rate, that's 0.25. And what's the probability you trial correct 5 times? Okay. And this is the probability, not cumulative. So we can copy the result and back to so this is the Minitab result. So this result is probability your x equal to 5. Okay. And we can just make it easy to see. So another one you can see was the Excel function. So Excel function, we use binomial, B-I-N, binomial distribution. And the first number of success, and 5 times, you guess it, 5 questions correct. You trial 10 times, 10 questions. The probability of success 0.25. And this time is not cumulative, exactly x equal to 5. So we put 0, so that means it's probability mass function. Okay. So you got the answer is the same, correct answer. Another is the formula. Okay. So you need to find out what's the formula and then plug in the formula. So we can go back to see what's the formula here. So this is the binomial distribution formula. You can copy and paste back. So just for your reference. We put here. So this time probability x equal to 5. That's equal to, so this is n factorial, n equal to 10. 10 factorial, we use fact. That's return a factorial divided by, so this time 5 factorial. 5 factorial multiply. And also 10 minus 5, that's still 5, right? 10 minus 5, we just use 5. 5 factorial. And then we need to multiply the probability success, how many times? 5 times success, and also your failure, 1 minus p, that's the failure 5 times. So you found out exactly the same solution. So this is a requirement to solve these problems using three approaches. And also Minitab help is here. You can